Welcome everybody watching in here on the San Jose City Softball Channel. New year, new team. Team 33 here for Coach Rooney. We at least for the time being, we got the crew back together. Steve Sciplin, Matt Faulcon. Again, this man's worked. For those of you that don't know, this man's worked more San Jose City softball games than anybody in history. In any history, he's been the voice, literally the entire time he's been at this school, and glad to have him back for For those of you that weren't around last year, he had to leave. He had to leave partway through the season. He said, but we were able to talk him into coming back for that final regional playoff game. And he's back again to start 2024.
And it's good to be back, and it's just a joy every year to be a part of this and to see the new talent that comes in. Hope springs eternal every year, and so it's awesome to be able to be a part of it and to watch how the team progresses throughout the year. They put together a playoff team that goes to regionals every year and get a chance to see playoff softball. And Coach Rooney, I mean, what more can you say about a coach that's coming up on 900 wins?
We were lucky enough to have witnessed 800. Our third ever YouTube stream was 850.
Man,
back late 2022, and at some point this year, hopefully it's a home game, we will get to witness career win number 900. 900. I mean, none of us were around. We weren't alive when number one happened, but we will get to witness number 900 in 2024. Hopefully it's a home game. If it is, we guarantee you'll see it. If it's not, we will definitely talk about it the first chance we get. I mean, even if it's something as simple as coming in onto campus outside of a game, talk to her. We'll make that happen, but you can't. But as our head football coach says, one get you two. And get you two, and you can't get it, and you can't get it to 900 until you get to 885. 885, and that's something that we'll hopefully be witnessing today. But we are going to get off course a little bit, and a little bit to talk about some things that happened in the fall. So for those of you that have never been to a football game here at San Jose City, 2021 and 22, I was the head of game day operation, public address announcer for the Jags, but got the opportunity to come in and coach here at San Jose City, here as a running backs coach, and there was a little bit of an internal scramble by some people to find a replacement. I only had one name on the list. This man right here worked his first 5 football games here at San Jose City.
I couldn't get the first downs right, man. I was like, they get a handoff, and then they get tackled, and it looks like they're 2nd and 5, and then the guy picks the stick up and moves it, and it's 2nd and 8. And now I look ridiculous. I just said 2nd and 5 on the microphone in front of 1,000 people. But it was a fun experience, and it's really awesome to be a part of a program that's changing the culture. Being able to play for this program back in 2015, took a couple of years off, played again in 2018, and to be a part of 2-8 teams, and to come back as a broadcaster and to see that the culture has changed. And this was an 8-2 program, and it's just awesome to see that change. So kudos to the coaching staff, the recruiting staff, but also kudos to you, Steve, the running back coach of the first 1,000-yard rusher in Jaguars history, to our knowledge, Jesse Lajes, a man that you coached up, and not just with the X's and O's on the field, but off the field, being an outstanding citizen, an outstanding person, and an outstanding student and player. So kudos to you for your work in helping change this culture.
Yeah, so coaching staff just had a random thought one day, and we went and tracked a bunch of numbers, and we were able to go all the way back to 1995, and this is and as far as we were able to go back, this is the first time we've ever had a 1,000-yard rusher. First time we've ever since '95 that this program has ever gone has ever won 8 games. And it's just in the regular, just not just 8 games, 8 regular season games. 8 games because big games, because bowl games, state games, regional playoffs. But first time that we were able to track it. Yeah, able to track it, and unfortunately just one play away from a conference title. But we're not going to. Not going to talk about. Not going to talk about that for a few reasons. But glad to have been a part of it, and glad to be continuing going into the 24 season, and possibly even beyond, to get back on track, and get back on track, and for what you guys came to see, and to see opening day 2024. This is Coach Rooney's 33rd season. He's in here for the purple and gold, and gold. First game of the season, going against West Coast Coalinga, who a year ago finished 12-22 under first-year head coach Gabby Brixey. And there's probably a lot of great things to come in that program. And the Jags finished 20. I almost mixed up a little bit of numbers. 22-18 in the regular season, 3-2 in the regional playoffs, and they end up going 0-2 at the state level. But it was a great second game against Sierra. And a game that ended 2-1 in 10 innings. So they weren't going to go down without a major fight. But going back to the regional playoffs, and even before that, about midway through the season, I had made the comment that the Jags were probably going to get in, but they'd probably be a bottom 3 seed, so about the 14, 15, or 16, and they end up as the number 11 in the North. And after dropping game 1 on the road to Sac City, they would essentially dominate game 2. they would outright dominate Game 3 to win the series, and then a 2-game sweep over over West Valley, a team that the team that they had beaten all year, and all year, and year to to not only knock out your rival, but you clinch a spot in the state tournament, and because of how some other teams did, they ended up being the first team from the north to clinch a spot.
And they did it from the lowest seed that they've had to do it from, and like coming from the 11 seed and ending up with a 3 spot because another team with a lower seed made it to the state championships as well. It just shows you got to play the games. Don't let the seeds fool you. Don't let the numbers and the stats and this, that, and the third fool you. West Valley was a number 3rd ranked team in the north. San Jose went in there on their home field. The road crowd took over, and they went in there and won. They went in there and swept them, and the sweep makes it that much sweeter. And so to see that this team has that kind of pedigree makes it exciting anytime they open a new campaign. So I'm excited about today. I'm excited to see what they do, how they approach this West Hills matchup, and I'm excited to see Coach Rooney in year 33.
So just one last thing on that, on that West Valley series. So in Game 2 of they were able to run off West Valley's star pitcher, who was an all regional, all state pitcher, which is something that who probably only gave up prior to that game 1 run in 3 total appearances. Going back to the two matchups in 22, and probably even one in 23, and then probably one in 22. But just to run off a great team's number 1 pitcher.
Clutch.
One word is all you need. Let's just look back at what did happen a year ago. The defending runner up for state, Sierra, they would end up taking the number 1 seed in the north, all the way down to the state tournament in Mount Sac. CSM would end up taking the number 2 all the way down onto the state tournament. As we mentioned, West Valley, another of the Coast Conference team, a team at the number 3. The 3 swept COS, and then we know what happened in that following series. And then another Coast Conference team, a Monterey Peninsula would end up being shocked by Folsom with a 2-1 series loss at home to Folsom. Delta College would end up losing to Folsom in the second round. Sac City would end up dropping 2-1 to the Jaguars, and then a team that was in the state tournament in 2022, Butte would end up being swept by American River, which nobody saw coming. And Casumas River and Feather River would end up filling out the 8 and 9. We're number 10. Oh, American River at number 10, San Jose at 11. Fresno City would end up being swept by Delta at the 12 spot. Folsom, who we mentioned, at 13. Sequoias at 14. Santa Rosa would end up running into the buzzsaw that is San Mateo, at the 15th spot, and Solano would end up losing to at Sierra. Those of you that were around the 2022 might not like to hear this, but it is it is fact, and we do have to congratulate Cypress, who was the 2023 3C2A softball state champions.
I know, man. I know. Hey, for those who were there to watch the 2022 postseason and how things unfolded against Cypress, it's hard. I mean, it's hard to watch the team that you're up against advance and then to see them come back the following year and win when you feel like you were there. And the game that they played against Butte just hours before the Cypress matchup, I mean, it just took a lot out of them. 15 runs. I think it was a 15-12 final, 15-13 final. And it just, you play a game that long and that emotional, and then you lose one of your best hitters and best outfielders. It takes the wind out of your sails. So, it was a bummer to see how it all went down. But you got to give credit where it's due. Cypress did what they needed to do to win that game. And then they came back and backed it up the following year with a championship. And that is all that I will say about Cypress.
All right. Well, we'll leave that one there until May. Until May. But moving on to 2023, starting with the team stats.
Slap hitting, getting the ground ball to the right side, things like that. Whatever needs to be done in a given moment, finding a way to win. And we've seen Coach Rooney with a lineup full of home run hitters have a cleanup hitter come in and drop a bunt down because it helps the team. It's the right play. And when the players are all on board, it works. And this team manages to go to the postseason whether they have 6 players who hit multiple home runs or just one. And so we have definitely been spoiled with names. I mean, we could go down the list of names, Kiana and Dre, and close your eyes and point to somebody named Maddie, and she's gone and hit a couple of homers. Like, there's so many great players that have come through this program, and you could look at the players from last year's team and say they're just as great because they found different ways to win without hitting the ball out of the yard as often. And they found ways to make sure that they were doing what they needed to do on both sides of the ball to make the team successful, and they got to the same spot that those other teams did. The last 4 eligible seasons, check that, 3 eligible seasons, 2019, 2022, and 2023, they've all gone to the state championship playoffs. And you could say the makeup of those 3 teams were all totally different. So that really shows you they're really good with recruiting, for sure, but the coaching and the culture that they have here, it's conducive to winning.
No, it definitely is. For a head coach to just be in one place for 30 plus years, that alone just speaks to it's what they've done. But on the hitting side for West Hills, as mentioned, 296 years ago, and we don't have any on-site evidence on what was going on there, but 296. I'm sure any team on the planet will take that. Able to take that, but again, like, we don't know exactly. We don't know. Outside of stats, we don't know anything about this team. But they did only have 3 home runs on the year.
When you look at a record like 12-22, first-year head coach, you see, some of the numbers on the pitching side, which we'll get to. It's easy to think they're not very good, blah, 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 and it's easy to look past a team like that. but you can't look past a team batting average of 296. Jags made it to the state playoffs with a 263 team average. So when you're 36 batting average points ahead, tells me that they're doing something right with the bats. 48 extra base hits. 3 homers is not a huge number, but this is a league where you don't have a whole lot of mass numbers. We just so happen to have been spoiled by some really good home run hitting teams. And we've seen some with CSM and West Valley and things like that. They find ways to win, but they also hit a ton of homers. This team, they can compete with the way they play offense. And so 296 is a respectable enough average to where you look at it and say, don't look at them as a slouch. You have to go out there and you have to compete. You have to play the right way. Don't play as if you're trying to play down to a competition. Take it just as serious as you would a CSM or a West Valley game, and you'll be all right.
All right, so moving on over to the pitching side for San Jose. A year ago, opposing teams. It was hit at 232 against the Jags. As the Jags with a 2.59 team ERA, averaging nearly 5 strikeouts a game, and gave up 10 home runs on the season, with one of those coming in game 1 against game 1 of the playoffs against Sac City.
Yeah, and you look at the pitching numbers, it's always dicey because all it takes to jack up some pitching numbers is one bad inning. And in this league, one inning can change everything. So I personally try not to get too thrown off by certain numbers, but the Jaguars pitching was stellar last year. And it was really awesome to see how Chelsea Raymond worked through some of the struggles that she had during the season to be one of the pitchers that the Jags can rely on as they were going into the postseason. And, I mean, how much can you say about Elena Valdez and the work that she put in and the improvement from year 1 to year 2? I know we'll get to Elena Valdez and some of her accomplishments throughout the show, but, man, when you see what she had to overcome, you look back at the Casumas River game, she took a ball off the chest from their number 3 hitter, and I forget the lady's name, but she hits a line drive right back at Elena, hits her in the torso, and she had to come out of the game. But the Jags needed her. They had to depend on her for what was a really heavy schedule throughout the year. She had to come back, fight the injury, and continue to just grind and grind through that pain and still put up the stellar numbers that she put up, and was rewarded as a result, and we'll talk about that. But she was absolutely fantastic for the Jags.
So switching over to the Falcons. Opposing teams hit an average of 300 against them. With a 4.73 ERA, averaging just under 4.8 strikeouts a game, and they did give up 11 regular season home runs.
300 batting average as a team. Or 300 opponents batting average as a team. It's a really
All right, so we apologize to everybody. We've had a bit of a connection issue that we're probably going to be spending the next few minutes trying to get figured out. We apologize to everybody. We are doing our best right now.
Leading off the third baseman, Ayana Lopez.
All right, so we are So game is about to get going here. We are working on getting all of our connections figured out. But first pitch is in for a called strike, and for the
First pitch 10:12 a.m. Line drive over the second baseman's head, base hit. Throw to first, play at the bag is just late. It's a leadoff single for Lopez. So that's how this season gets started, a line drive base hit to right field. Batting second, the center fielder, Dene Ojeda. So Dene Ojeda will stand in, runner at first base, and nobody out. Top of the first inning, the home opener, the season opener for the San Jose City Jaguars. Squares around the bunt, pulls back, and pops it back foul. It is no balls and one strike. A brisk day here at the yard. A lot of rain expected throughout the weekend. 53 degrees and cloudy game time temperature. 0-1 is up high for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Starting pitcher for the Jaguars, Avery Mitnick, making her Jaguars debut. Jags had a whole new slew of pitchers this year after the departures of Elena Valdez and Chelsea Raymond, who were both stellar for the Jaguars last season. Here's the 1-1. It's a bunt, and it's a good one. Venegas has it, throws to first. The sacrifice is good. 1 gone here in the top of the first, and the runner advances.
Batting third, the shortstop, Devry Godinez.
First runner in scoring position, and a time is called as it looks like Lopez is hurt at second base. Something might have happened on the slide. So we'll take a break in the action real quick as they tend to Ayana Lopez. What you got to do, bro? You good? So we'll pick it up here in the Pinch running for the Falcons, number 16, Lupita Romero. So Lupita Romero will come in to replace the injured Lopez. And we'll see if that's just for the inning or if that's going to be a defensive change throughout the rest of the game. First pitch, off speed in there for a called strike. It's 0-1. This is Devry Godinez, the number 3 hitter and the starting shortstop for the Falcons. The 0-1 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. Good pitch. It's 0-2. Went back to the well with that same pitch. So we'll see how she adjusts 0-2. Get you the Jaguar defensive alignment in a moment. 0-2 pitch is off the outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jaguars around the outfield. Shimon Davis is in left. Aleki Ulu is in center. And Bella Caruso Comiso is in right field. At third base, Malia Venegas, a staple for the last couple seasons. Be there throughout the year. 1-2, swung on and missed, strike 3. Went inside with that same pitch. And it tailed off the inside part of the plate for out number 2.
Batting fourth, the catcher, Sophia Landeros.
So 2 down. And now Mitnick will deal with Landeros, the cleanup hitter. First pitch, went back to that same pitch again. It seems to be working for her. Strike 1. No balls, 1 strike on Sophia Landeros. Not much of a scouting report on the Falcons, but anyone 3-4-5 you got to imagine is going to be one to watch out for. This one's off the inside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. The rest of that Jaguar defensive alignment, Venegas at third, Carissa Smith is the shortstop. At second base is Jaden Vai, and at first base is Mai Ulu. 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Went up there again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The catcher is Deja Jimenez, making her second consecutive opening day start in consecutive years. It's been a staple position for the Jags. The catcher position's always been locked down. 1-2 pitch. Check swing, but a called strike 3 on the outside corner. And just like that, the side is retired. A couple of strikeouts and a clean first inning for the Jaguars. We go to the bottom half of the first, no score here in San Jose.
All right, man, let's go.
home half of the first inning. Deja Jimenez drops a bunt down, and it's a good one picked up by the third baseman. Throw to first is just in time. Got her by a half a step. So a solid start for the Falcons defense. It's out number one.
Hey, just go.
Batting second, the third baseman, Malia Venegas.
At least wave, Dave, we see you. I've been waiting from over there.
Good to see you. It's been
Welcome
very
me
busy,
back.
very,
Haven't
very
seen
busy.
you. Haven't seen you since Christmas.
First pitch to Venegas is called a ball. 1 ball, no strikes.
Okay, just in case.
With Aleki Ulu on deck. 1-0 is off the inside and dropped by the catcher. Give you the West Hills Falcons defensive alignment. The left fielder is, well, it was Tiara Daly, and there's been some movement, so we actually have to make a few adjustments before we read that lineup off. The injury to Ayana Lopez has changed quite a bit, and it is now affecting the Falcons defense. The 2-0 pitch is tough call, outside corner and a little bit low, but called a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike on Malia Venegas. Venegas had a good year last year, batting primarily in this same spot in the order. Had a couple games as the number 3 hitter. 2-1 pitch, swung on, jam shot, and it's pulled foul down the first base line. 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes on Venegas. Two is up and away, and the count goes full on Venegas, which is another good thing that she does. She works the count. She forces the pitchers to throw strikes. Very patient hitter. It's going to bode well for her on-base percentage for sure. 3-2. Swung on and flipped over the third baseman, fielded by the shortstop, who does not have a play. An infield single for Malia Venegas, the first hit of the year for the Jaguars. The freshman walk-up songs on the first game never gets old. It's a Jaguar tradition for many, many years. 1 on, 1 out, and Ulu stands in, batting from the right side. First pitch looked like a slider of sorts, but it broke just off the outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Might have been a little bit high as well. Aleki Ulu, and on deck, Fa'amai Ulu. So Ulu's back-to-back in the Jaguar order. 1-0 is inside corner, called a strike at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on and 1 out. Scoreless tie here in the bottom of the first. A 53-degree cloudy day with incoming rain. 1-1 is high. Runner goes. The throw down is going to go into center field. It's fielded cleanly by the center fielder, and Jimenez will stop at second, but it'll be a clean steal. First stolen bag of the year for San Jose, and it belongs to Malia Venegas. Check that. It's Malia Venegas who stole that bag. So the Jags in business, a runner in scoring position. 1 ball, 1 strike on Ulu, Aleki Ulu. Or check that, 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the 2-1 on the way. That's a good pitch, good take. Count goes to 3-1. It was over the plate, but it was just below the knees. Tyrone Murphy is the man calling balls and strikes today. Wind blowing out towards right field just slightly. 3-1 pitch is up and away for ball 4. So a walk to Ulu brings up Ulu. It never gets old, Steve. It never gets old, man. So this is Fa'amai Ulu batting in the cleanup spot, also batting from the right side. First pitch is off the inside for a ball. Catcher struggling to find it, but the runners do not advance. 1 ball, no strikes.
All right, so besides figuring out which walk-up goes to what player, I think besides our scoreboard, our stream scoreboard, we should be good, at least for the moment. And we're continually working on getting that figured out in the way that we want. But man, we didn't even get to do our normal intro.
Yeah, we
intro like
we didn't do the icon living. We didn't get to say play ball. None of that. Technical difficulties left and right. That last pitch was a bullet foul off the screen on the first base line. Here's the 1-1. Here's a shot out towards right center field, into the gap. Can she get there? No. It's going to split the gap and roll to the warning track. In to score is Venegas. Coming around third is Ulu. She will score a 2-run double for Fa'amai Ulu, and the Jaguars take a 2-0 lead. Fa'amai Ulu, the first extra base hit of the season for the Jaguars, and that'll bring up Angie Chavarria.
Batting fifth, the designated player, Angie Chavarria.
All right, so hers.
This is hard. This is hard.
All right, so whose is this? Deja?
No, this is her phone.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a talk at the end of the day, but just as a reminder, when you inevitably go back and watch this, Deja, figure this out.
We got this like 4 minutes before game time. First pitch was a ball, and the second pitch is a ball. So 2 balls, no strikes on Chavarria. The reason why the players are looking over is because she also has a crazy walk-up song they're supposed to be playing. We'll get it around to it the second time through. There's a couple of more hitters that are going to be getting some crazy walk-up songs. A lot of freshmen on this team. 2-0 pitch. That's in the dirt, off the inside, and count goes to 3-0.
Okay, so I'm going to say this after the game, but put their jersey number on here. Because we don't know. All right, because we got about, 5 returners. We don't know names. Force pitch walk. And you know the name.
Fa'amai Ulu advances to third as ball 4 was a wild pitch.
And that will bring up Bella Caruso Comiso. So back-to-back walks coming from. Haven't even see. This has just been such a bad day that I haven't even got a chance to do anything. Who is the pitcher? Geneva Molina. Back-to-back walks for her. And she threw in 20 games a year ago. And for Bella, hit at 185 in 2023. Oop, wrong one. 255 in 2023. Their names are right next to each other. See, that's how bad today has been.
It's been off to a rugged start here in the broadcast booth, but not for the Jags. They have runners on the corners here in the first inning, and it's Bella Caruso Comiso. First pitch to her is a breaking ball off the inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Looked like a screwball. Bella Comiso had a huge year last year in the RBI department. She was very clutch for her team throughout the season. 1-0. Swung on and missed. Good hack. It is 1 ball and 1 strike. Runners at the corners, 1 out. It's 2-0 on a 2-run double by Fa'amai Ulu. Here's the 1-1. That's off the inside to the backstop. Here comes Ulu, and she will score standing up. Down to second goes Chavarria, and the Jags have a 3-0 lead. So we'll fix a couple of technical difficulties real quick. Home plate umpire dusts off home plate, and Bella Caruso Comiso stand in with a 2-1 count and a runner at second base. Here's a line drive, base hit left field. Over to third goes Chavarria. She will slide in, and it's a single for Bella Caruso Comiso. Batting average 1,000. And that'll bring up Avery Mitnick.
Batting seventh, the pitcher, Avery Mitnick.
Oh, Lord, what is this walk-up song going to be? So Mitnick will stand in. First pitch is high. Pump fake on a snap throw by the catcher Landeros, but no throw. So we're right back to runners up the corners of 1 out, and now 3-0. See what Mitnick does here. 1-0 pitch. Off the inside. Delayed steal. Throw goes towards center field. Comiso is tagged out, and that's a great play by Landeros. So Bella gets caught out between the bags, and that's out number 2. So 2 down, 2-0 count on Mitnick. That one is one. Good frame job by Maldonado, strike 1. Check that, it's Landeros on the frame job, but that was a pitch that was well framed on that outside corner. Good breaking ball. 2-1. She went back to the same pitch, and Mitnick swung through it. Strike 2. Two, 2 outs. Here it comes. It's in the dirt. Good block by Landeros. So the count goes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes, with Shaman Davis on deck. Three-two. Swung on and popped back foul towards us. It's going to hit the screen. And we'll reset and do it again. Team 33 for Coach Rooney. 33 years of just flat-out greatness and changing the lives of many young college players. 3-2 is swung on and popped up on the infield. This is going to be a tough play, and it's caught. Nice play by Landeros to retire the side. Interesting first inning, to say the least. A lot of movement and a 2-run double by Fa'amai Ulu. Jags take a 3-0 lead into the second inning here in San Jose.
Back here for the second inning. It'll be the 5, 6, and 7 for West Hills with Alyssa Maldonado. coming in.
First pitch to Maldonado is in there for a called strike. And the top of the second is underway, and right back to work goes Avery Mitnick. Jaguar defense remains the same. Mitnick to Maldonado. It's high, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. It'll be Maldonado, Stovall, and Alvarez due up in the second. 1-1 pitch. Here it is. Swung on and popped foul back towards us. Hits the screen. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. The glaring difference you're going to see between Avery Mitnick and Geneva Molina is just strike zone. Mitnick's going to be around the zone, and even if the ball gets hit, she's got a good defense behind her that can make plays. 1-2 pitch. Outside, just missed. It's a really, really good pitch from Mitnick. It's a paralysis slider or curveball. It's got movement away from the hitter. It's a really tough pitch to see and a really tough pitch to hit. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. First batter goes down, and there's 1 gone here in the top of the second.
Batting 6th, the designated player, Savannah Stovall.
All right, play is granted, and here it comes. First pitch. Stovall pops 1 foul off the first baseline and off the screen in front of their dugout. As you see, we got the photographer down there. Every time I see his Instagram tag, I always just think Osula. The way he puts it. Oscar is one of the best in the business. Check swing. Did she go? Is no one going to appeal that? No? No go? All right, ball 1. I'd have been pointing at the first base umpire like he owed me money for that one. 1 ball, 1 strike on Savannah Stovall. Here's a swing and a miss, a nice swing. Really healthy cut, but came up empty. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And a nice jersey number, too. 27 is the best number on the field, always. Personal bias, I wear 27. The 1-2 pitch is on the ground to third. Venegas. She's got it cleanly. Throw to first. Not a problem. 2 outs. 2 down, and it'll be Jocelyn Alvarez.
Batting 7th, the right fielder, Jocelyn Alvarez.
So Alvarez will stand in. Right-handed hitter. 2 outs, base is empty. First pitch. Swung on and missed. Right through it. And Mitnick is starting to really settle in. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the 0-1. Outside, just missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. A 1-1 on Jocelyn Alvarez, the right fielder. The pitch. Swung on and fouled out of play. This is heading for Arnold's old office, and it's on the roof. And it's 1-2. The scouting report is that the Jaguars defensively are even sharper, which says a lot because this team doesn't have Kaya Sandoval anymore. 1-2 pitch. Swung on the ground to second, and Vise got it. She'll throw to first in time, and that's a nice play to retire the side. Falcons go in order in the second inning. We move on to the bottom half of the second. It's 3-0 San Jose.
Leading off the home half of the second for the Jaguars, the left fielder, Shaman Davis.
This is hard. We're trying to do 5 things at once.
Oh, it's hard.
Hard.
Oh, they said it wasn't. Okay, well, she's really sad, so make sure it's
We're gonna get it for sure.
for you guys next time. You
For
can
sure.
tell how they did it.
We're just there's like
It's a, yeah, fine.
speaking of the Super Bowl, we gonna win this one. All right, Siobhan Davis stands in, batting from the left side to lead off the home half of the second as she runs up and takes a ball in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. Davis was on the team last year, battled some injuries, and took her a medical red shirt, I believe. She is here to stay this year. 1-0 pitch. Runs up, check swing, no swing, ball 2. Two balls, no strikes. She runs up, checks the swing, and fouls one back to the screen. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. Kayla Rooney doing the coaching over at first. And Debbie Rooney doing the coaching over at third. Here's a check swing, kind of a half swing. And it's fouled right back at her feet, snagged by the catcher Maldonado, the catcher Landeros. It's jersey number 4, and I have 2-4 on. Yeah, it's confusing. I confused myself with today's lineup. Here's the 2-2. Here's a swing and a swinging bunt and an absolute beauty. She was at first before the third baseman even picked the ball up. Incredible speed from Shaman Davis. So she's aboard for Jaden Vi.
Batting ninth, the second baseman, Jaden Vi.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, this is the worst walk-up song out of all of them, bro. Because this one's gonna repeat. It's gonna be on repeat in my head for an hour and a half now, bro. Like I can't unhear the song. Golly, that is one of the worst ones. Hey, shout out Jaden Vi for being a good sport. Here's a pop-up, first base side. This is gonna go out of play. And it's no balls, 1 strike. We've heard some really incredible walk-up songs for the freshmen. One of the ones that stands out all time was Maddie Ribeiro, her freshman year back in 2021, or was it 20? Either way, 2020, 2021. They were calling her Mad Dog Hot Dog because she had hot dog, hot diggity dog. Steal attempt from Davis. She is safe at second. A clean steal from Shaman Davis. A very good throw by the catcher Landeros, who's having a really solid game behind the plate here in the first couple innings. very good throws down. The one exception was the throw into center field, but that was primarily because the second baseman or shortstop hadn't covered the bag yet. The throw itself was where it needed to be. This throw was there. It was just late. Good speed. Vi takes one in the dirt. Davis heading to third. The throw is not in time. She's in there safely. Siobhan Davis got wheels. So now 2 balls and 1 strike, and Jaguars are in business yet again with an opportunity to score here in the second inning. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swung on in line. Base hit to left field. Davis will score, and the Jaguars increase their lead. It's 4-0.
The catcher, Deja Jimenez.
So the 8 and 9 hitters in the Jaguar order doing some damage to get a run on the board. And a very encouraging start to the season for the Jags here in the first couple innings. First pitch to Deja is a slide piece that misses 1 ball and no strikes. Now, this is just going to be my softball ignorance showing because I am a baseball player at heart. That pitch is probably not called a slider in softball, but it looks like one, man, the way it's moving. Squares around the bunt, pulls it back, and takes a ball. I did not see the umpire signal. Looked like a pretty good pitch, but the umpire never signaled, so it must have been high. 2 balls, no strikes. Oh, I'm sorry. There's a lot of movement, which allows for Jaden Vi to take a big lead off of first after each pitch. She could draw a throw. This one's off the inside, and it squirts away. Down to second goes Vi, and now your sacrifice bunt may not be needed. So 3 balls, no strikes. A big shout out to Steve Sciplin. He is working extremely hard trying to make this all work to put this broadcast together. That pitch is in the dirt, ball 4, makes it first and second with nobody out and a run already in. And the good hitters are coming up for the Jaguars. I mean, they're all really good hitters, but the heart of the order coming up.
The third baseman, Malia Venegas.
All right, so we, for the most part, got what we are going to get figured out for this game, and we'll hopefully have everything better going forward, but a wild pitch well over the head of the cat.
Everybody.
Yeah, that's one way to say it.
That was over Venegas. It was over the catcher. It was over the umpire. Deja never hesitated. She jumped out of there off of first base right away. So the runners advance. It's second and third. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Venegas, a shot to left. This is in the park. Tagging is Vi. She will score on the sac fly. And it is now 5-0. And over to third goes Jimenez. Now she's coming for the plate. The throw is there, and she is tagged out. So it'll be a double play. But a run does come in to score. She thought she had more time to get that run in after the wild throw to the plate. So this will clear the bases. And that'll bring up Aleki Ulu.
The center fielder, Aleki Ulu.
Man, that is just that's a great tradition. Great Jaguar tradition. 5-0 San Jose. Bases empty, 2 outs, and Ulu takes a slide piece outside. 1 ball and no strikes. So it's the 3, 4, and 5 hitters coming up for the Jags now with the bases empty and 2 outs. One-0 is high, as it was trying to drop its way into the strike zone, but didn't quite get there. 2 balls, no strikes. Aleki Ulu out of Willow Glen High School. 2-0. Good pitch in there for a called strike on the outer half. 2 balls, 1 strike. Jaguars put a really talented team on the field. Here's the 2-1. On the ground towards short. It's fielded. Throw to first is low, but scooped out nicely. Nice play over there at first base by Liliana Acosta. Great play by the shortstop, Devry Godinez, and the side is retired. But not before the Jags strike for 2 more. A sacrifice fly was the big play and the double play in the inning. We go to the 3rd. The Jaguars 5 and the Falcons nothing.
Back here in San Jose, top of the 3rd, 8-9-1 for the Falcons, and it'll be Liliana Acosta for West Hill starting it off. Hit at 288 a year ago.
First pitch to her is in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. Game 1 of a doubleheader. They shifted the times to a couple hours early to accommodate for the incoming weather that's going to hit the San Jose area over the weekend. Here's a swing and a pop-up. Third base side, Malia Venegas calls it and squeezes it for out number 1. So that'll do it for Liliana Acosta, and that'll bring up Tiara Daly.
Batting ninth, the left fielder, Tiara.
And the number 9 hitter, no stats. She's a freshman. This was the simplest way to say it.
So making her college debut, first pitch is up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Jaguars jumped off to a good, healthy lead here in the early going. The 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed. 1 ball and 1 strike. And we mentioned it in the last inning, but the biggest difference is just control the strike zone. Avery Mitnick has been around the zone the entire game, and there have been quite a few walks by Geneva Molina. 1-1 just misses off the inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Two balls, 1 strike on Daly. The pitch is swung on and fouled back, and it's 2-2. Jags have 5 runs on 4 hits to give you an idea of the story regarding the walks. But no walks for the Falcons. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Well done by Avery Mitnick to come back and get Daly. And that'll bring it back to the top of the order for Ayana Lopez.
The third baseman, Ayana Lopez.
And she would single and advance over to second. Back to start off the game.
First pitch is in there for a called strike. She hit the ball hard on that single and almost was thrown out by Bella Caruso Comiso in right field. This one is in the dirt, bounces up, and gets a piece of a little bit of everybody. Got a piece of the batter, a piece of Deja, and a piece of Tyrone Murphy, the home plate umpire. One ball, one strike. Mitnick trying to make quick work of the Falcons here in the third. Here's a swing and a pop-up. Shallow right, going out is Jaden Vi. She will make the catch on the edge of the grass to retire the side. And another quick inning for the Jaguars. Defensively for the Jaguars. We move to the bottom of the third. It's 5-0 San Jose here in San Jose.
All right, bottom of the third here in San Jose. It is the 4, 5, and 6 with My Lulu starting it off. Hit a double her last time, a 2 RBI double her last time up to get the scoring going in the game.
I think the thing that jumps out is we've never seen this many freshmen in the starting lineup on opening day that can qualify for this many crazy walk-up songs in one lineup at the same time. This is a really young team, but it's a good team. First pitch is fouled back on the concourse out of play, and it's no balls, one strike. Oh and 1. Here we go. That pitch was straight up bowled to the plate, and it hits Ulu. So, runner on, and that brings up Chavarria.
The designated player.
All right, that'll bring Angie Chavarria back up. Took a walk. Her 4-pitch walk her last time up. And we're just going to let you guys enjoy what's being played right now. See, this is part of the reason why I love this team.
It never gets old, man. Never gets old. Especially when they're winning. You do this during a game they're losing, it might be a little different vibe. But they're up 5-0. 1-1. First pitch to Chavarria is up and in, and it is 1 ball, no strikes.
All right, so for those of you that have watched the last couple years, it looks a little different right now because we don't have the scoreboard active, but that's what happens when you have connection issues. And this one's hit, grounded into the left, and 2-on, nobody out. Bella Caruso Comiso coming up.
The right fielder, Bella Caruso Comiso.
Needless to say, we're doing our best. I made an executive decision, and I just decided to just take an L for the day.
And let me be the one to debunk that L and let y'all know that Steve's working incredibly hard. He's doing a fantastic job, and that what's caused the problem today was completely out of his control. So please bear with us. Big shout out to Steve Sciplin. He calls me the icon living, and I really couldn't do any of this without him. So big shout out to you, Steve, for everything that you do. I'm really proud of you, and I'm glad to work with you. And because of you, we now have this whole thing together as best we can. So great news to go with it is that the Jags are up 5-0 with runners at first and second after a bullet base hit by Chavarria. And now it looks like we have some changes.
Matt, it is your
pinch
favorite
runner.
unknown player.
M. Martinez.
M. Martinez will come in to run at second.
Jaguars is M. Martinez.
And 2 on, nobody out for Caruso.
She's going to square around to bunt to see if she drops one down, pulls it back, and it's up and away. Ball one. When the defense knows you're going to bunt, they're generally going to try to pepper you with a lot of breaking balls and off-speed pitches. Throw off your balance, throw off your timing. But we'll see what they decide to do here with runners at first and second, nobody out. Here's a shot down the line, but it's going to go foul. She saw that one in and turned on it, but couldn't quite keep it fair. A 1 ball, 1 strike on Bella Caruso Comiso. And the Jags have been in business with multiple base runners each of the first 3 innings. And they've done it in different ways. I mean, walks, bunts, line drives, singles, balls in the gap. I mean, they're doing everything. One thing we've yet to see, we're waiting on it. I have a feeling it's coming today. It's coming. Knock on wood. Here's the 1-1. She reached at it, and it was a ball outside, and she tried to bunt it, couldn't get a bat on it. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. That's one where you want that one back. Definitely want to pull back on that. She shakes her head a little bit. She's back in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bella's been, like many players on the Jags, working really hard this offseason to put her best foot forward this year. 1-2. Swung on and popped back foul. Is it going to get out of play? Yes, it is. As it skims the screen just out of the reach of Sofia Landeros. It was Landeros and Liliana Acosta who gave chase on that one. It's a game of inches, man. It really is. First and second, nobody out. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and hit high in the air, pretty deep out to left. Oh, actually, it's coming in. And it's going to fall. It's going to fall. This is going to be trouble. There's going to be a play at second. And out at second is Angie Chavarria. It's just because she had nowhere to go. She couldn't go too far away from the bag. So it'll end up serving as kind of like a bunt. And that'll bring up Mitnick. And time is called as the coach of West Hills will come out and have a word with her pitcher and her defense. That's a play that's got to get made. And they did get an out of it, but that runner advancing is a problem, and the coach is just addressing that. That's a play that at the college level has got to get made, Steve.
Oh yeah, definitely is. But for those of you that know what our normal pregame antics are, we made one thing official last Saturday, and we didn't even get to put it up for everybody. So I think this would be a great time to review what Matt's keys to the season are.
Oh, man. It was in a pregame show. Did y'all watch the pregame show?
It got cut during all of the stuff that went on.
Hold on, we gotta introduce this hitter.
The pitcher, Avery Mitnick.
They gave her this song? That's a good song. Honestly, if that was my freshman walk-up song, I'd be chilling with that. Yeah, she definitely got lucky. Dodged a bullet there. We'll get to the keys of the season in just a second. Jags are off to a great start with them. This pitch is in the dirt. Good block. Heading down to second is Bella Caruso-Camiso. She'll slide in safely. Defensive indifference on the bag. We'll see if they give her a steal or if it's just scored a defensive indifference. So now second and third. So a base hit could be 2 more runs. 1-0 pitch is a number. Oh, this one stayed fair. She's going to be tagged out. Throw to the plate is not in time. Run scores, and over to third goes Caruso-Camiso. A confusing-looking play, but the Jags get a run out of it, and it's now 6-0.
The left fielder, Shaman Davis.
Well, let's see if we can recap that play. It was a swinging bunt that looked like it was going to go foul, but she cued it off the end of the bat. Looked like a billiard shot, and it spun, stayed fair. Liliana Acosta picked it up and slapped the tag on Mitnick, who I guess just naturally being in the way prevented her from being able to spin and make the throw to the plate, and that allowed for the run to come in and score. That was M. Martinez. Davis hits a pulled ball, and this one's going to be fair. Fielded by the first baseman. She throws to first. Not in time. Goes down the right field line. Davis takes second. The throw comes back in. Caruso-Camiso scores. And 2 more runs for the Jags. It's 7-0. The extra point is good, Steve.
The second baseman.
All right, that'll bring Jaden Vi up. And and she RBI singled and later came around to score in the second. But just quick thing on what last year's lineup could have looked like. Just a second, as this is on the outside for a strike. If Shaman had been able to play last year, you put her and Felix together.
Oh, dude. Just so much speed. That's a lot of speed. And she can put the bat on the ball. So it's going to be a fun year. Here's another cue shot. Shortstop's got it. Throw to first is just in time. Nice play. She spun around to throw home, but that was out number 3. So the run won't score. Nice play at shortstop by Devry Godinez. And the side is retired. But the Jags get 2 more. A couple of odd-looking plays, couple of cue shots. Man, it is a game of inches. Jaguars lead it by a touchdown, 7-0.
All right, starting off the 4th here at LadyJag's field, and it will be the 2, 3, and 4, and number 2 is in the 2 spot, Danae Ojeda.
We don't give it for road players, though. We might have to because the only number 2 we have on the roster for the Jags today is the flex player. So we may or may not see her get an at bat here in game 1. I would anticipate. Is it not on? Mike's, and
I mean, might have heard it through me, just so it's not as loud.
here's a foul ball off the left field line. Hit pretty well down that left field line, but out of play, and it's 1 ball. Or check that, no balls, 1 strike.
All right, you ready for the pregame segment?
All right, let's do
Match
it.
keys to the season.
Oh man, fundamentally sound D was the number 1 key, and this is a good Jaguar defensive team. Fundamentally sound defense is going to get them very, very far because they have good pitching, and that's just the way it's always been with this program. Situational hitting, understanding when to bunt, when to just get a ground ball to the right side, when to hit a fly ball to the outfield. Jags have done a great job of that so far in this game. 7 runs on 5 hits and no homers, only 1 extra base hit. So they're doing exactly that. And you got to buy in. Buy into Coach Rooney's system. Buy into what she's saying to do. As that pitch is just off the outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. If you buy into what these coaches prescribe, the team's going to be successful. They've gone to the state championship the last 3 years they've had state championships. 2020 and 2021, they didn't have them. This one's fouled out of play. And it was because of COVID. They didn't have playoffs, but in 2019 they went. In 2021, 2022 and 2023. So 3 consecutive years. And they have a team that's talented to go back and do it again. So you got to buy in. Those are the 3 keys to the season. Still 1-2. The pitch swung on and fouled back. Can Deja get there? Yes! Nice play. That is one heck of a play by Deja Jimenez for out number 1.
And that will bring Devray Godinez up. 0-for-1 with a swing and strikeout back in the first.
This is the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. First pitch is fouled back to the screen, and it's no balls, 1 strike. This is exactly how you want to face the heart of the order. Base is empty. 0-1. Here it comes. Swung on and miss. And it's a quick 0-2 on Godinez. The catcher, Sofia Landeros, is on deck. Mitnick ready with the 0-2. Outside, good pitch. Paralysis. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. One, 2 is lined into center field. Coming in on it is Ulu, and she makes the catch. Nice play by Aleki Ulu, the center fielder, for out number 2. Good swing of the bat there from Godinez. 2 outs.
Right, and that will bring up Sofia Landeros, who is 0-for-1 with a strikeout in the game. And according to some information we got from our head athletic trainer, this is the a team coming from the Fresno area, 3rd game they will play 3 games in 2 days up here, with the other one being against CSM yesterday. So it's a tough way a tough but needed way to start the season.
And that's a back-to-back-to-back for you right there, ain't it? Here's a swing and a miss and a pitch up the letters, and it's 1-1. You get CSM and then a doubleheader with San Jose to start the season. Yikes. That is a rough start to the year, but hey, you know what? Shout out to West Hills. Here's a 1-1. It's a great spot. Just missed off the inside, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Defense still remains the same for the Jaguars all the way around. 2-1. Ooh, just below the strike zone. 3 balls, 1 strike. It was out over the plate. It's a pretty good pitch there. Trying to get some soft contact or at least contact into the ground. Here's the 3-1. There's ball 4 and the first walk for Avery Mitnick. So time is called real quick. Deja goes out, and no, she's coming back. So just making a defensive call.
The second baseman, Alyssa Maldonado.
So it'll be the second baseman, Alyssa Maldonado, with a runner at first and 2 outs. Swinging a foul back to the screen. No balls, 1 strike. First base runner that the Falcons have had since the first inning. So they're going to try to get a 2-out rally going. All they need is a touchdown, and they're right back in the game. 0-1. The pitch, here comes. This one's in the dirt. Runner goes. Deja's throw. It's there. She's out of there. Perfect throw from Deja Jimenez. An ill-advised steal attempt from the opposing catcher, Landeros. And just like that, that walk is erased. And the side is retired. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's the San Jose Jaguars by a touchdown, 7-0.
All right, so Jimenez to start off the 4th here for the Jags. Bunted for a fielder's choice and walked. Or it might have been bunted for an out. All right, so West Hills made some defensive changes, and while we do have a break here, Matt, your favorite player's watching.
Is that right? Where? Who, what, when, where, why?
I'm gonna let you handle this one.
Hey, you know what? Shout out Shades. Shades. And congratulations, Shades. Shades got engaged, man. Shout out Shades. Congratulations. Oh, man, that is just beautiful. I love to see that. So Deja will kick off the home half of the fourth if we ever get to play it. All right, here we go. Defensive change for the Falcons, Steve mentioned. First pitch bounces about a solid 6 feet in front of home plate. Ball one. One ball, no strikes. Deja Jimenez hit her first home run in her last game, the final game of the state championships. Oh, did that not get called a strike? He never put the fist up. I thought he said her. You know, so I thought he gave the little umpire growl. All right. I guess it's 2-0. It's the same pitch. Yeah, okay, yeah, for sure. He caught them both a ball. All right, well, consistency. You got to love it. So only thing as a ball player that you're going to ask for out of an umpire is consistency. I can adjust to whatever strike zone you have as long as it's consistent. Here's the 3-0 pitch. And it's up high, ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk to Jimenez, another walk for the Falcons pitching staff. And that's how this inning gets underway. And now Malia Venegas.
The third baseman, Malia Venegas.
This one was maybe a double hit or something. It was called foul at the plate. So strike one on Venegas. Runner at first, nobody out. 0-1. Venegas runs up on one and takes a pitch a little bit off the inside, and it's 1-1. Very good opening day crowd here. This is a really strong crowd, especially for the first day. 1-1, runner goes. She's going to be there safely. Easily as that pitch squirted away from Landeros. A frustrated zip back to the pitcher. So now runner at second. And it's 2 balls, 1 strike on Venegas. You have Alecki and Mai right behind Venegas. This is a pretty stacked lineup. 2-1. That's up high. Snap throw came back to the pitcher. I don't know if that was supposed to be a throw to get Jimenez back to the bag or if that was supposed to be just a throw back to the pitcher, but the pitcher tried to squeeze it and ended up knocking it down into no man's land. No movement, just an interesting looking play there. 3-1. Here's a swing and a flip towards short. It's going to be caught by Godinez for out number 1. So Venegas trying to poke it into the outfield, couldn't quite get it there. So 1 gone for Alecki Ulu.
The center fielder, Alecki Ulu.
All right, so even though we're going to hear these for 4 days, it still never gets old.
That baby shark's going to get old really, really fast, man. First pitch is off the outside, frame attempt by Landeros, but no go. 1 ball, no strikes. One 0 pitch is up high. A lot of pitches missing high. And it's 2-0. Now, look. Good hitters hit high pitches out. So with as many good hitters as the Jaguars have, if you're going to miss away, miss down, but don't miss up. 2-0. And missed up, and a base hit to right. Jimenez is going to score standing up. An RBI single for Aleki Ulu. 2-point conversion is good, 8-0. Wait, no, because Mai looked back up here like she knew that song was coming. She's not thrilled about it, but freshman, man.
The first baseman.
We are the one.
Ulu.
Look, there's exactly 2 people in the world that you can't be mad at. We don't pick it. We just play it.
Oh, man. I love it. Gotta love it. Time is called by Ulu. His pitcher was taking a while. Pitch is a shot. Base hit to left. Fielded cleanly by the left fielder, so it's a very loud single. But when I say loud, I mean loud. Good swing of the bat by Mai Ulu.
The designated player, Angie Chavarria.
All right, so this will bring up some of the keys. Oh, no, never mind. We're going to do that in just a minute.
First pitch is a called strike. Definitely heard the growl from Tyrone Murphy there. It is 0-1. And we do this every year, Steve. The umps never say strike. They just growl or like grunt or something. Just make a noise. There's a line drive, base hit up the middle. This is going to load the bases. So station to station go the Jaguars, and they're loaded for Bella Caruso Comiso.
The right fielder, Bella Caruso Comiso.
Time is called by Coach Rooney. She's going to have a pinch runner come out. And looks like number... I can't quite see a jersey number. 25. Number 25. This is Isabella Garcia.
Pinch running for the Jaguars. Number 25, Isabella Garcia.
So Tyrone Murphy is going to get this straightened out real quick. And then Bella Comiso will hit with the bases loaded. Keep in mind, she was the cleanup hitter to begin the season last year. So we know she's got power, Steve. We know she's capable.
Yeah, I mean, the only stats you're missing from a year ago
Is a shot
could
to
happen
center
now.
field. On the way, and the wall. Bella's going to have to stop. The runner at second stopped. Both Ulus are going to score. Bella missed a grand slam by a handful of feet, and it ends up being a long 2-run single. But, man, scared the life out of me, Steve. Good Lord. That was a shot right there. 2 more runs score. It's 10-0.
All right, so we don't get to eat, but we go from Bella to Bella.
Bella Bruno's coming off the bench, and she will pinch run. Check that. She's going to pinch hit. So, like Steve said, from one Bella to another, let's see how this at-bat takes place. She's going to hit for Avery Mitnick, the pitcher. So we'll let...
Pinch hitting for the Jaguars. Number 12, Bella Gianbruno.
Now, Bella, We mentioned it, and that we didn't get to air the pregame show. That was 48 minutes long. But we mentioned in the pregame show that Bella Gianbruno, first pitch is bowled to the plate, and both runners advance. But we mentioned that Bella's got a chip on her shoulder from last season. She's really worked hard in the offseason, and she's looking to have a good season. She can swing a good bat. She's a really good player. So Jags are a deep team this year. They have a lot of good starters. They have power. And then they have some power and speed and catching ability off the bench. This pitch is high. It's squeezed by the catcher, Landeros. This was a tricky-looking play because she caught it, and then it squeezed out the glove, and then she's trying to make the play to prevent the runner from coming down the third base line. So it's a lot of moving parts there, but they've settled it down, and here's the 2-0 to Bella Gianbruno. Misses high again, and it's 3-0. So we mentioned just a few moments ago, don't miss high. She proceeded to miss high and had an RBI single hit off of her. Then she missed high and had another single laced into center field. The bases were loaded, and this pitch is out across the plate for a called strike, 3-1. Then they missed high to Caruso Camiso, and she hits one off the wall. So this is where it's imperative, get the ball down. Jags are hitting the ball when it's up. Or they're taking walks, as there's ball 4 and another pitch that misses up. And the bases are loaded again, and the batter is Shaman Davis. So time is called. We'll see if they make a pitching change or if it's just going to be a quick conversation. But either way, the bases are loaded. Shaman Davis is going to hit with Isabella Garcia at third. Bella Caruso Camiso is at second. And the pinch hitter, Bella Gianbruno, is at first. So we'll see what Shaman does here with the bases loaded and one out.
Now batting for the Jaguars, the left fielder, Shaman Davis.
First pitch to Davis is up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. One and 0. Here it comes. Runs up and takes a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. So Shaman is in the driver's seat, 2-0. Bases loaded. You have nowhere to put her. You've got to pitch to her. So this pitch should be a strike. Let's see if she lets it rip. Here's the 2-0. She runs up and takes a ball. Another one that misses high, 3-0. So now, if you're Shaman, look, this pitch, I wouldn't take my bat off my shoulder. Throw me a strike. If you can throw a strike, then we can have it at bat 3-1. But 3-0, that's a free RBI right there. 10 runs on 9 hits is crazy, by the way. 3-0. Runs up and takes a strike. Says Tyrone Murphy. It's 3-1. I'm gonna start adding that to the list of sounds that they teach kids. You know, the dog says roof, the ump says grr. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're gonna do. Here's a 3-1. Runs up and takes. Oh, called strike. That's a rough strike. That's a strike. I don't know about that one. That's a rough strike, but still got life. 3-2, bases loaded. Can Shaman Davis deliver? Here it comes. Ooh, that pitch hit her.
Well, that's one way to do it.
That is the worst thing to get hit on a 3-ball count. Like, just throw a ball. It's going to be the same outcome. Golly. Well, run's going to come in to score. She gets an RBI, and it's now 11-0, but someone's got to check on her, make sure she's okay. She's taking a walk down that first baseline. So time is called. The head athletic trainer is not moved yet, so I'm guessing they're thinking she's okay. Looks like she's all right, but she's definitely taking inventory real quick.
All right, so Jaden Vi
Second baseman
is
Jaden
now up
Vi.
1 for 2.
Steve, turn the song off. Turn this song off. This is the worst song in the league, bruh.
Hey, I hate to tell you, but we got 2 more games of this.
I know, bruh. I know. We only have 1 more game today, but we got 2 more games of freshman music and whatnot. Golly, man. Oh, man. First pitch is a ball to Jaden Vi. I mean, aren't there other songs that we could embarrass our freshmen with? That one's so bad. There's a ground ball up the middle and through. Base hit. Station to station. In to score is Bella Caruso Comiso, and it's now 12-0. There was a run on the last one. The catcher, Deja Jimenez. If you remember, Deja led off this inning. So the Jags have batted around. 5 runs in, bases loaded, and 1 out. That's 9. Yep, they've batted around. And there's a called strike. Now Tyrone Murphy's going to expand the strike zone because there's 12 runs in, and they only have the 5th inning to score enough to cut the lead down, or else they're going to be mercy ruled out of this game. Gives everybody an opportunity to go home early, so it's going to be a lot more strikes now. Here's a fly ball to shallow left. That's going to drop. Base hit. Throw's going to go to third, and she will be out at third. In to score is Bella Bruno. It's 13-0. So the second touchdown has been scored. See if they can get the extra point. And Malia Venegas will be the batter.
The third baseman, Malia Venegas.
And comes up 1 for 2 with a sacrifice fly.
And the first pitch to Venegas hits her in the elbow guard. So another hit batter in the inning. And that'll bring up Aleki Ulu with the bases loaded. Steve, I'm having visions of what happens with Aleki Ulu with the bases loaded. Cocomelon was not in the vision, by the way.
The center fielder, Aleki Ulu.
All right, don't miss up. Here's a swing and a line drive into left center field, base hit. This is going to score 2. And in to score is Jaden Vi and Deja Jimenez. 2 more runs score, 15-0, an 8-run 4th inning for San Jose.
The first baseman, Fa'amai Ulu.
Two-point conversion is good. It's 15-0. If that hasn't been said already, I'm pretty sure it has. But all right,
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I used to watch this show as a kid, so I ain't hating on this song. You know what I'm saying? Swiper, no swiping. Swiper, no swiping. Oh man. So after an 8-run 4th inning, Geneva Molina will return to the mound.
all right, well, this song is
For the
so
Falcons.
short that we have to pause this. But real quick, some quick stats here. Jags 15 runs, 14 hits. If we can line this up, see, that's how bad this day has been. 15 runs on 14 hits, 2 runners left on, no strikeouts. and they get hits on 2 out of every 3 batters on average.
They've been hit by a couple pitchers too. Yeah, they're just finding ways to get on. But this has become an absolute blowout. They were up 7-0 going into the inning, and they've tacked on 8 runs. So this has become an ugly one. But if the score holds, then this will be the final batting attempt for the Jags in Game 1.
All right, so Molina will come back in to pitch, and let's do this.
She was the flex player, so we'll play the song again. For whatever it's worth, Fa'amai Ulu has been crushing the ball today. So Malia at second, Alecki at first. And Mai shoots one into deep right field. Back on it is the right fielder, and she makes the play to retire the side. Some hard-hit softballs in the inning. 8 runs come across the score for the Jags, and they more than double their lead. It's now 15-0 as we move to the 5th inning.
All right, top of the 5th here in San Jose. It'll be the 5, 6, and 7 with Alyssa Maldonado starting off for the Falcons, and what will likely be their last chance here in Game 1. And a couple subs for the Jags. Bella Gianbruno will come in to catch. And that appears to be the only one. Nope, it is not. So Malia Venegas. Oh no, she started the game as short. So that's not a sub. So the only other one is a pitching change, and it'll be Justine Valdiva. And Deja goes over to plays third. That's something we didn't see at all last year.
Talk to me, Chief. Nothing? We're good? Too much? That dude said too much. All right, who's batting? 14. Alyssa Maldonado. New pitcher for the Jaguars, number 27, Justine Valdivia. Leading off for the Falcons, the second baseman, Alyssa Maldonado.
Go from home voice to away voice.
All right, so first pitch for Valdivia is a called swing and strike. Big difference.
Really good pitch. You see that? That was a screwball. That looked really good. The Jags have a pitching staff this year. I think 3 or 4 pitchers on staff this year. So there you have the 2 that you've seen today in Mitnick and now Valdivia. Shaman Davis can pitch, and so can Carissa Smith. So that's at least 4 that we know of. And we'll find out more as the season goes along, but Coach Chuck might have himself a full staff on his hands. This pitch is up and in, 2 balls, 1 strike. The 0-1 pitch was bounced about 6 feet in front of the plate. Jackets are on here at the yard, a cold one, but a very good vibe here on opening day. Excellent vibe. 2-1. Swung on and missed. Went below the zone with that one. It's 2-2. And again, we talked about it all game. If you're going to miss down. And that's why. A lot more likely to get a swing and a miss. And if you do get contact, it'll be contact into the ground, gives your defense a chance, as opposed to line drives and shots off the wall. 2-2. In the dirt. Similar pitch to the last one. And counts now 3-2. Some defensive changes for the Jags. M. Martinez, check that. It's Uvia Limon is in right field, replacing Bella Caruso Comiso. Malia Venegas slides from third to short. Deja Jimenez goes out to play third, and the catcher is now Bella Gianbruno. Everything else remains the same. Ulu in center, Davis in left, and there's strike 3 called inside corner, and the first batter in the career of Justine Valdivia is a backwards K, 1 out.
And that will bring up Savannah Stovall. Grounded out in her only appearance so far.
Jags have 3 and 4 at bats each, and these are just the second time through for the Falcons, and just a tale of 2 completely different games for these teams. The first pitch is up and away, 1 ball, no strikes. Aleki Ulu's in center, Mai Ulu's at first. It's still Jaden Vi at second. And it's still Shaman Davis in left. We mentioned all the other changes, so that's the Jags defense. Here's a swing and a foul right at the plate as Stovall missed that one. It goes to 1-1. I will say about Savannah Stovall, the swing looks remarkable. I mean, the bat path is very well on plane. She runs into one. It's going to go a long way. And here's a swing just off balance there. But she spoiled it and stays alive. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. But she's got very quick, whippy bat head through the zone. And does an excellent job of getting around. I mean, you could tell who's got good swings by looking at them, and this is a good view from right back here. She's got a good swing. Her season's gonna come down to contact ability. Very healthy hack. 1-2. Swung on a bullet foul. Give you an idea of some of the loud contact you're going to get from Stovall this year. And then there's some telltale signs about the Falcons that you can pick up. I mean, Stovall's got a good swing. We can see that. And she's batting in the 6th spot, which tells you what the coaches think of the 5 players batting ahead of her. So I'm sure this Falcons team will bounce back from this game. Whether it's in game 2 or not remains to be seen, but got some players on this team. 1-2. That's in the dirt. And it's 2-2. Now, we say all of that, mentioning how good some of these players for the Falcons look, to emphasize the point on how great the Jaguars look today. A team of players that we can identify looks like good players is getting crushed 15-0. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and a hard hit ball, fair down the line. Off the glove of Deja Jimenez, dropping anchor at first is Stovall. Another hard hit ball for her. And she's got herself a hit. Second hit of the game for the Falcons. Just the second hit the entire game. And that'll bring up Jocelyn Alvarez.
The right fielder, Jocelyn Alvarez.
And she grounded out in her only other appearance in the second.
Now, time is being called by the coach, Gabby Brixey. She's coming down the line. We'll see if she makes a change, pinch hit, pinch run. There was a bit of conversation between the Jaguar defenders and the umpires trying to say that ball was foul, which it probably would have gone foul, but it skimmed off the glove of Jimenez, who was still in fair territory when she made the dive attempt. So it just makes it a really tricky play for the umpire. So Susanna Gonzalez will pinch run.
Pinch running for the Falcons. Number 19, Susanna Gonzalez.
So Stovall will head back to the dugout after a single.
And surprising,
First pitch is a ball outside. Go
a
ahead.
little bit of a surprising stat line. That was just the second hit.
Dominance from the Jaguar pitching staff. And those two hits, neither of them have come back to bite the Jags. Only one walk. Swing and a miss from Alvarez. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 hits, 1 walk, no hit batters. They've had 3 base runners all game. They've done nothing with them. Jags have been fantastic on this side of the ball, both sides of the ball. It's been utter dominance. That pitch misses, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Now, the only question that the Jags need to answer, which will be over the course of the season. This one is in for a called strike. Had a conversation with our head athletic trainer, James Quatch, and we just need to not go the first part of the year like it was 2023. Do that, we're going to be great.
That was an absolutely stellar spot from Valdivia. Good frame job from John Bruno. Did not get the call. That's a really good 2-2 pitch. So now the count is full. And here's the payoff. Swung on and missed strike 3. Good job there from Valdivia to sit down Jocelyn Alvarez, and now Liliana Acosta is the last hope for the Falcons.
And she comes up 0 for 1 after flying out. And no, actually, this is somebody else. Who
I'm not entirely sure who number 5 is. I don't know if this is Liliana Acosta or not. I don't want to call the wrong name out, but it's a swing and a miss.
Natalie Molina.
Number 5 is Natalie Molina.
That's what.
Copy that.
That's what 3C2A says, and they're never wrong. That's not true. They're wrong sometimes.
On the ground, up the middle, fielded, and steps on the bag. Nice play by Jaden Vi, and that's going to end game 1. 15 runs on 11 hits, and no errors for the Jaguars. No runs, 2 hits, and an error for the Falcons, and that shores up game 1. So we will wrap up game 1 here, and then we will take the break and be back for game 2, which should be coming up in moments. Steve, I mean, what can we say about game 1? That was as dominant a performance as we've ever seen in Jaguar history.
Yeah, I mean, considering some of the teams that have come through here, that really cannot play or start the season much better. That's better. I mean, we ended up with 15 runs on 14 hits and 14 RBIs. And he's hitting well over 600 as a team, and no runs on 2 hits, a total of 3 base runners and 6 strikeouts pitching.
You don't get too many dominant performances like this just to kick the season off. I mean, this is a conference matchup. Is it a conference matchup? Yes or no?
No.
I don't remember.
No?
It was on the schedule. Now, the ones that they add to the schedule, those tend to be blowouts sometimes because of who they're playing and this, that, the third. But blowouts like this on scheduled games don't just come a dime a dozen. You got to go get them. And the Jaguars absolutely went and got it today. And I'm sure they can look at, the film and surmise that there's some things that they want to clean up and continue to work on and get better. But an absolutely stellar start to the year for San Jose. Mercy ruling the West Hills Falcons in Game 1, 15-0. All right, Steve, final thoughts before we transition to Game 2.
Keep it going.
1,000%.
I mean, this is a little bit of an extreme performance on Ramirez, but you can't play Game 1 any better, and can't start this, and just gotta do it one more time so that you can carry that momentum into the next week.
No doubt. So one more here today, and then we got a big week to maintain this momentum going forward. Game 2 is going to be coming up shortly. Look for us around 12:15, 12:30 p.m. We'll have more updates as it gets closer. Jaguars and the Falcons, Game 1, final score, Jags 15, Falcons 0.